returns and lowball offers too. Barrel takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys and rude buys galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that is within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll.
Well, hello. Hopefully you guys like the intro that we put together. It was last week's outro, but I liked it a lot, so we sort of made it into the intro. So hopefully everything's good. You guys can hear me. Been quite an eventful day. Not really. It's some pretty good sales on the account, so we'll start there. Anything else happen? You guys have anything for me? But today, this came up in the Discord. If you're not signed up to the Discord and you're a reseller that wants to get off of eBay Island and just have someone to talk to, it's a great resource. There's usually a few people in there. And today, I'll kind of try to get there if I can. Sound is very low. I don't like that. That's not good. So we'll just have to crank it up a little bit. Bear with me a second. Hopefully you guys can hear me now a little bit better. I'm trying not to echo and have it set up to where there's not a whole lot of echo, but hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So the Discord we have set up for the Flippin' Ain't Easy crew, and if you enjoy the show, this is a good place for you to go. And I'm trying to get to the comment, but I believe it was Heavy Chevy guy had a situation where he was talking about scammers and how to really be able to identify one. And really there's not a way to do it. Well, I can't help you there, Josh. You got to turn your mic up there. He's texting me while I'm on the live. So I appreciate it, but I can't do a whole lot about the sound at this point. This is the biggest part of the show that drives me crazy, because what we do is we actually do a recording of the show before we go live, just to hear the sound and play it back, and it sounded pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's going on, but if I crank up the gains anymore on this, what's going to happen is it's probably going to it's probably going to cause a problem with echoes. So it's either echo or low volume. So there's a trade-off. So that's the very most frustrating thing. I spend a good quality 2 hours now before the show to try to get things right, and I can't win. So bear with me, do your best. We do our best to try to bring this to you, but I don't know what to do. So with that said, Discord is a good resource to go. And no, I see the comments, Josh, but I can't do anything about it. It's really a frustrating part of it, because we do our best to try to bring this, make this a good podcast or a live stream for you guys, and we can't win. So nonetheless, with the Discord, it is really kind of cool to see the interaction that's going on. And today, we had a comment that I thought maybe was worth talking about. Now, everyone's going to have their opinion, right? But we can all agree that eBay has its shortcomings. And a lot of it is on the technical side, but also on the seller protection side. We talked about seller protections in general last week on Friday, and I really don't want to get into that again. But I do think that there's this level of apprehension that people have as sellers, and we just are worried that we're going to get scammed. We focus so much on the negative experiences that we've had that we allow that to sort of freeze us, right? So we get this good quality thing that we picked up, and it's valued at $500, $600, $700. And the first thought that comes to our mind, technically or possibly, is, I'm going to get screwed over this. Someone's going to buy it with bad intentions. They're going to do all the things that we know that buyers do, and then we're going to get left holding the bag. And eBay's not going to give us adequate protection. And that's a valid concern, but I think it can, especially if you actually go through that process and have that happen to you, it can be demotivating. So you're not even motivated to list because you just got burned, or you could get burned. And so it hurts your business. If you're looking at your sales on a day-to-day basis, and believe me, we get kind of in that mode sometimes, seeing multiple low days or 0 days. It's like, man, what else can I do? But if you start to move your focus to year over year, so how am I doing this year as compared to last year? That should be your concern. And if you're growing every year, it doesn't matter, what's happening throughout. You might get burned a couple times in the year, and you might lose money every so often. But what difference does it make if you make 10% more this year than you did last year, and you may have got burned a couple times by scammers? Yeah, it sucks. No one likes it, but it should be a goal over a period of time, not just hour by hour, day by day. And I really think that message, that mindset that you should develop, and it makes the game a lot easier. And it makes, like, we get a lot of returns over here. I'm telling you, with liquidation, you get a lot of returns, and it can be like, oh, not again, really? What now? And I get the messages from eBay, hey, your returns are pretty high. You need to do this, that, and other thing. So it really is. It does bother us when we get a return request, or we get someone that sends us something back different than what we send out. And then to go and find out, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but if someone opens an INAD on you, they no longer give you the ability to retain the original shipping nor deduct the 50% anymore. That's what's happened to us. So, it's even harder to rectify some of these scammers who they know to open an INAD now to be able to get all their money back. And even if you don't give them their money back, they can go to eBay, and eBay is going to make them whole. And I think what's happened is eBay has pretty much absorbed, anytime a buyer complains, they're giving the buyer their money, and that's coming from somewhere. Think about all the millions of sellers who might end up with one or two here and there, of all the money that eBay has to shell out because you retained half of your money. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, but that's eBay's, I believe, eBay's stance on this. And I'm not giving them a pass by any means. Again, it's the lack of transparency, the fact that they don't communicate these things with us, leave us guessing, whenever they make a change that really has to get better. But you know what? I every day I get up, I expect this to happen, something like that, where I'm just going to have to figure it out on my own without eBay's help. So, you just have that integrated into your mindset, your business mindset moving forward. If I don't have a return, in a month, it's been a good month. If I don't get burned within a 6-month period by some buyer, it's been a good 6 months. And that's kind of how you have to look at it. And when you do get something that comes in and a buyer tries to burn you, you know what? It's just par for the course, and we just got to move on and focus and keep growing the business. Now, the question was, how do you identify a scammer? And you really can't. And the only way you can really, eBay gives you the opportunity to get in front of it if it's a scammer, possibly, is if you get an offer. Now, you have a chance to accept an offer. You have a chance to go in and look at their feedback, check out the feedback they've left for sellers, because they're not going to have negative unless it's a false negative or false positive, as it representing itself as a positive. That's a negative, which shouldn't happen, but it does. And you can also go there and look to see if there's any warning signs for you, and then you can make your decision on whether or not you want to do business with that person. Aside from that, someone can come in and do a guest checkout, and you'll never have any idea if they're a good person or bad person. Also the question was posed, what part of the country or of the world should I block people from? I got to tell you guys, there's scammers in every state, country, part of the world, and people have bad intentions everywhere. And I think if you start blocking yourself from traffic from certain parts of the country or certain parts, and you can't really do the continental United States anyway, you can't block a state. But if you block Hawaii or Alaska because you heard that they're up to no good or whatever, which I haven't heard, but if that's your thought, it's just going to hurt any traffic that could come from there, because that's fewer buyers you have that's possibly going to buy your stuff. And that's what's keeping you back from the international shipping program. That's keeping buyers from seeing your stuff. So the goal should be, how do I get more people looking at my stuff, whether they have good intentions or bad, and build up the sales so that when you get these scammers that come through, and they're like 1 or 2%, I'm telling you, it's not any more than that, then it's just not gonna hurt as bad. And we just have to develop a mindset. And I know it's clickbait. You have these videos where, heck, one of my biggest videos, for whatever reason, starting to take off, that I put out like 3 years ago. It has a on the thumbnail, it says swap out. When we had that, I think that Ninja picture for the Ninja, don't know the model, but it's a Ninja food processor. They swapped it out, and obviously they swapped it out. So many different things I pointed out in that video, but for whatever reason, lately it's been taken off. So there's a renewed interest in scammers, in talking about scammers. And I just don't think we should be wasting our time focusing on the negatives like that, when the negatives aren't going to happen all that often. So that's my message, my diatribe for the live. Hopefully you guys are all doing well, and hopefully everyone's getting along in the chat. That's my biggest fear for today, is how's everyone getting along? Because we're a community, and we're all here under one reason, and that is the common reason is we resell. And some of us resell differently than others, but we still have that common bond that we sell as eBay sellers. We have the same kind of problems with eBay. We have the same kind of successes with eBay. And I think that's what we should be focused on, really, more than anything else, because I think that's what brings us together more than anything else we could talk about. So Duncan was here first, and so I had an auction in today, went from 99, I believe that's pence, to 185 pounds. It's nice when two bidders go head to head. The envelope was worth $3.
Wow.
Yeah, that's. Hey, did you guys check out the video? The video that Pete put out. Oh, I need to take a drink real quick. But he had some scammer, and it almost felt like this guy was either crazy or. On Pete's last video, I don't know if you saw Craigslist Hunter's video.
I haven't had it.
But it almost felt like he was a troll, where he came in there he picked up these Bitcoin bucks that he picked up from Amazon for like $10.
The hell are Bitcoin bucks?
It's just like, it looked like a dollar bill that's kind of gold, like has gold accents on it, and it said Bitcoin dollars or whatever. And he tried to get like a couple $100 from Pete, and it went from "this is valuable" to like, "you got the money, so you should be able to pay me" kind of thing. And he cursed at Pete, and he kicked him out of his store. It was quite interesting. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. There you go, Pete. I just gave you like 5 extra views. Duncan VR says, "Where be Pitco? He's slow this morning." Picto. Who's Picto? And Duncan's birthday's in 2 days.
2 days.
Well, darn it.
Well, happy birthday ahead of time.
Well, hopefully we fixed the sound for you so you guys can hear that. I don't think I heard that.
I
but,
didn't hear anything.
let me know if you heard the sound. Now I'm getting kind of concerned. I don't want my speakers up, because if I do that, it's going to cause echoes. So let me know if you heard. You can hear it. I'm not hearing anything. Are you hearing anything?
No.
Okay. You know why? Because this thing does this to me. Anybody else? Sorry. Anybody else have sorry guys. Anybody else have a Stream Deck out there? This one goes crazy on me. So hopefully. Jackpot. All right, we got it working. I don't know why it just stops working out of the blue for me. Keith says I'm second because I've been at the warehouse sorting stock and getting warehouse set up.
Nice.
And the way you spell warehouse, I think that's different than what we spell it, right?
Yeah, it's W-A-R-E.
Yeah, warehouse. That
Wear. He's saying wear, like I wear a shirt.
we used to have that store called Men's Warehouse, and it was spelled that way, I think,
well,
right?
That's what it first made me think of when I read it.
Keith says hello, FAA family, and hi to John and Jenna. Well, hello to you. And I guess Beard is a happy father. And he's it's great to be back, to be alive. So I'm glad that you're here.
Every day is a great day to be alive.
I mean, I don't know what's so special about today there, Beard, but we'll continue. Join the Discord. There's a link in the chat. Or if you're watching after the fact, check out the description box down below. And it doesn't cost a dime. Just come and join and hang out. Flipping from the trailer says, evening, everyone, and John and Jenna. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Mike Camparelli from Mike Mecco Meetups. Hi, John and Jenna and FAE family.
Hello, Mike.
Callie Debs, hopefully you're doing good in California out there. Jackie Bleckner's with us. Hi, John, Jenna, and everyone. Happy birthday in advance to Duncan. Hope everyone had a good holiday today. So hopefully nobody went through the whole thing and took their stuff to the USPS, because you would have found out that there's no shipping today. We had FedEx guy came to our door actually, and we're like, no, I guess I'm paying $4 for that visit because I pay $4 for every pickup. But you know, it is what it is. Coppercat says, hello FA family. Got home early so I can set up to take photos while I listen.
Nice.
That's awesome. TikTok says, it's the happiest of Mondays. Jenna, John, and hello.
Hello. It sure is.
Duncan says, shipping on time is important. I read in a Discord group, a guy got MC011 suspension because he couldn't get the orders out in time. Why? I have a 3-day handling. I'll never do same-day shipping. So that really depends on a couple things. That depends on your situation. So maybe, and I don't think this is your situation, Duncan, but you know, if you're part-time, you have a 9 to 5, and you just can't rely on, you know, doing it every day. Maybe something comes up, you just can't get to the post office every day. You can't be here for a pickup every day. Then that makes sense to have 2, maybe 3-day handling. But if you're full-time, it boils down to, and I'll just say it, it boils down to how bad you want it. How bad do you want to have that extra boost from having same day or even 1 day? Are you willing to change your flow a little bit so that you can make it work? Because ultimately, we do all the things that we do to our listings for what reason? To get exposure to the item. And if you can get a little extra boost, and maybe that'll seal the deal for the buyer, knowing that you're going to ship it out same day versus it's going to add 3 days to their expected time to receive it, that could make a difference. And you know, what are we really trying to do? And I think, and I implore each and every one of you that are really trying to improve your sales, to look at every little thing that eBay is asking us to do and consider integrating that and making it work. Find a way to make it work. It may be inconvenient, and it may be uncomfortable, but we've talked about getting out of your comfort zone, and when you do that, you tend to find some success.
I don't think there's any I don't think Duncan is hurting for more sales.
But it couldn't hurt. You know, maybe it'll help him even more.
He has a routine, and the way he runs his business is perfect for him.
Right. So there's a mode of, okay, I'm doing enough. You know, you found you're good enough. We talked about that before, and maybe that's enough for you. 3 days is fine. You're not hurting. It's working out. Now, it could help you do more, but maybe that's not important. Maybe you just don't want to have a regimented schedule where you're shipping every day, and you do it when you have time. And I get that. But there are people out there who have 3 days and won't budge from 3 days, and are wondering, well, how come I'm getting views, but I'm not getting sales? That could be it.
My mic is too low.
Your mic is too low?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just trying to avoid the echo action, so I'll turn you up a little bit here. And if I'm echoing, guys, let me know, because I just turned her up a little bit. Joe Samard
Turn up the heat.
says, good afternoon, FA family, and John and Jenna.
Hello, Joe.
See, we have this thing where we are back and forth. She likes to burn me out in the winter.
I'm freezing.
That's a medical issue. You got to go get checked. Because it's not possible. I mean, I can
so cold.
I could take out a roast. It'll be done in 3 hours with the amount of heat that you like to throw in here.
That's a lie.
I will catch this thing way up, jacked up. I'll have to turn it when I turn the corner. I notice it. I turn it down.
You are the biggest exaggerator I've ever met in my life. Okay, wait. No, I take that back. Somebody else is. But you are just as bad, and our heat right now is at 68. Okay, my hands are frozen.
There shouldn't be at
Yes,
68.
it's probably my body and my issues, but, you know.
Anyway, Fisher Flip says, came on here for some reselling, didn't come in here for the political crap. Well, I didn't mention anything about the political stuff. I made it a point not to even mention that. So sorry you feel that way. TikTok says even Amazon doesn't always do the same day or next day delivery.
That's true.
Okay, we got Keith says I'm going to be listening while you on a big TV has been busy day sorting warehouse. Are you trying to make me screw this up? Sorting the warehouse out, getting things in order, gonna take a few days to get some sort of order. Yep. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it feels like that is the most unproductive part of your day is getting things organized.
Yeah, but once it's done, you feel so good and ready to work.
Yes, and it's motivating for me. Yeah. There's many times I have that pile out that you guys have seen. It's a pile, and I let it accumulate, and I'm actually tripping over it sometimes. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And I don't even want to mess with it. I just look at it.
Can you imagine if you didn't have a wife that didn't clean up after you? Oh my God.
I can't imagine that because you don't out there.
Not in the garage.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
That's your disaster.
So wait, you're signing up in front of everyone to take care of that mess?
I'm telling you, your house would look like a pigsty.
Well, I don't work in my house. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for doing that. But at the same time, it doesn't change my situation. It's not even on subject. We'll move on.
Okay.
Greetings from the
just go.
Greetings from the frozen north. Minus 20 this morning from 40 mile an hour winds. But hey, I finally got a sale a few minutes ago. There you go.
Good.
Got a sale.
You get more.
Darn it. You got a sale for the last 9 days of not having a sale, I believe. Did you say that? No, was it Mike Seller or was it a different Mike? That's Mike G, I think, said he had 9 days where he wasn't making a sale. So -1 where Andy's at in Indiana.
No.
Oh, that's no good. TikTok says the South is frozen too, just not as much. We have Chastity here with us.
It's
and
50 degrees.
Josh Galt. And I don't know if he stopped texting me. Maybe he got sick of me. But nonetheless, nice to see you, Josh. And we have Kevin Hawthorne here. Good evening from Lakeland, Florida.
Hello, Kevin.
TikTok says flipping to downsize in 2025.
Oh, downsizing feels so good.
If you're in a place where you can do that and you can minimize the amount of reselling that you do, then hey, go for it. I think a lot of us, we just got to keep doing and ramp up things. And I really do still believe that it's going to be a good solid 6 months of the same old that we've been seeing the last year before we see any improvements at all. That's just my opinion. Ping says, hello, John and Jenna and the chat. Nice to see you. We have Gail Carlson with us. Nice to see you.
Hello, Gail.
Keith says, yes, hear you fine. Okay, good. Yeah, my volume. My lips are moving, but nothing's coming out. That's how she reacts to me. I see your lips moving, but I can't hear you. Southern Vermont Vintage is volume 100% and Barley here?
Barley here.
Who's Barley? Shell Shock Resell. Sounds good on my end.
Okay, good.
So, I don't know.
A little bit.
DM Ephemeris says, hi everyone, 8 degrees. It feels like -7 here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's why we're staying inside. Yeah. Andy says, you should probably take all that shit off and just record on your iPhone. Well, it wouldn't be any better. I tell you that. If we did this on the phone, it would not be any better.
Yeah, the sound would probably be really...
I mean, we got the mics. I just bought a mic. We got the color she wanted. I mean, it was just... It turned out to be the same one I'm using here. But at the same time, I spent a solid hour on Friday. I made around 30 test videos trying different things with it. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to get the echo down any better than I have. William Poland says, I've got my mic all the way up and it's low. Well, that might be part of the reason. If you turn your speakers up, that might help.
Wow.
I'm just messing with you, William. Samantha says, good evening, John and Jenna, and the FA viewers. Is all well?
Everything is well.
Everything's fine. My sales over the weekend were not so fine. I don't know how many out there had a great weekend in sales. Maybe $500-$600 in sales, and that's really low. Thankfully, we had a good Tuesday, Wednesday, where it sort of made up for the bad sales over this weekend. So the deposit, and that's my metrics. How much is eBay depositing in my account on, when they do the weekly on Tuesday? So we're a little bit actually over average this week. So I'm not going to complain about a bad weekend. David Pentland from Scotland says, good evening, John, Jenna, and chat. Great intro. Sales are good. Flipping seems easy this week.
Nice.
And that's awesome. And maybe in the UK, things are going well. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about great sales this last week in the US. So if you're in that group where you have, I want to know about it. Southern Vermont Vintage, I have earbuds at 100% volume. Sorry, not sure. Tough to hear. I'm old. Beamy says, good evening. We can hear you just fine. Awesome. Nice to see you guys. And Grateful Dad, ATX, says, I'm listening on my Android. I hear you perfectly well with volume only half the way up.
Nice.
Mike likes the Discord, so nice to hear about that. And I think we still have quite a few people who just haven't gone over there. I haven't really seen any negativity. I haven't really seen any of that stuff that you see on a lot of these other like Facebook groups and stuff. So I don't know. A lot of good stuff. Keep yourself up to speed. Keith has been posting a lot of things in there to keep people informed between the lives. So good stuff for sure. TikTok says eBay fees are for all the traffic. Yes. If it wasn't for the traffic, trust me, I would not be selling on eBay because they're the ones. eBay is that mall. So you have someone that's somewhere in the corner, like way away from downtown, and they open up a store. There's no traffic, and that's one seller. And then you have another seller who is like downtown, like in the mall, rented out a place. And yeah, it's a little bit more expensive because you're paying promoted listing fees than the other guy is who's not, but you're getting more traffic and more sales. And I'm willing to bet the person who's on a different platform like Mercari, they're not making as many sales as you are with the promoted listings. That's somewhat, I think, a decent, one of my better analogies, if it makes sense. But eBay is that mall, and we're all there. Just depends on what part of the mall you've signed up for. You could be in the corner by the bathrooms, or you could be over by the food court, and we're here to make money. Planet Zara says, hi all, hope everyone's 2025 is off to a good start and making tons of sales. So far, so good. I want to kind of keep this a running thing.
That's not the right store.
Oh, it's not the right store. I was checking an order. So while I'm talking to you guys, I'll try to bring it up. I was checking an order to see about a return that I made with that paper tape machine, and it's taken its sweet time getting across the country. So
where did it come from?
It came from, I believe, North Carolina. So as far as our sales for 2025, and I want to kind of do this every time we get on here just to keep a running update on what we're doing. We are up 6.2% in 2025 for the first 20 days in January as compared to 2024. So pretty good. Now, we didn't get off to the slow start that we had the last couple of years, so it could be that we're kind of on par. But from what I remember, I think we're actually kind of slowing down as we come to the end of January as far as our sales are concerned. So I'm hopeful that we can turn that ship around. We actually had a decent day so far, $368 in sales. And this is all in the main account. We're trying to grow the secondary account to where we can, subsidize the sales on the main, if that makes sense. Flip It Good says, happy Monday. Nice to see you, Flip It Good.
Happy Monday.
We have Dad's Vintage Shop says, what's your opinion on Posh Market or Mercari? I mean, they're decent ways to supplement your eBay sales. So let's say you're just like, it's kind of off. I'm not making as much as I used to on eBay. I think if you put stuff on Mercari and Poshmark, and there are two different markets there, but if you utilize both of those, you can add maybe 10 to 20% if you do it right, just depending on what items you're listing. Now, there's some things that I've noticed with Mercari that have less competition that a lot of drop shippers are onto on eBay, where you can push those items over to Mercari and have a better chance to sell there than you can on eBay because there's less competition. So if you notice that when you're looking at the sold comps on eBay or just looking up the item you're selling, and if you're seeing there's a lot of sellers that have stock photos and that sort of thing, you're probably up against drop shippers. And that might be the reason why those items aren't selling so hot. You then take a program like TreeCat and push it over to Mercari. Those same items, if priced appropriately, will sell and do pretty well over there. Now, if you have clothing, accessories, shoes, that is certainly Poshmark is certainly a place that I think can even up your sales by about 25%, as compared to just selling those clothes and shoes by itself on eBay.
But
so
and keep in mind, Poshmark needs as much attention as eBay, if not more, as far as their little games that they want you to play with the sharing and the following and the this and the that and the other. If you want to be successful on Posh, you have to either have a tool that will do it automated for you, or you have to do it yourself.
Yeah, we know you meant Poshmark. Henri Squaw says, howdy, John, Jenna, and F.A. Chad. Happy Martin Luther King birthday.
Howdy.
Yeah,
howdy.
MLK's birthday, Martin Luther King.
Yes,
Awesome.
Happy birthday
So
to you.
a good day today. Victor says, hey, everybody. Nice to see you.
Hey.
Devon is with us, says hello.
Hello, Devon.
And TikTok says, trying to get it going by February.
Yeah.
Shell Shock Resale. I want some of whatever he was on.
Who was on?
I don't know.
Who's on something?
I ain't on anything. I had a little gum. That helps. My neuro gum. Devon says, Jenna eyeshadow is pretty.
Oh, thank you.
By the way, we have I spent a solid hour and a half today messing with the intro, which you guys heard. Hopefully you guys like that better than the other one. Let me know in the chat or down below. But stay tuned to the end, because we have another rendition of the song, and it's part of our outro, and I hope you guys stick around to listen. I think you'll like it. Susan Phelps says, hey, FA family. Hope things are great. Waiting for snow in my area tonight through tomorrow. 4 to 6 inches or more. That's like some fun outside. I'd be out there like a kid building a snowman. DM Ephemera. I view scammers like retail stores do shoplifters. Cost of doing business. Yeah. Yes, and you know what? If it got to the point where, we're talking 5 to 10% of people buying we're now scamming, I could see the platform jumping in and changing some of the protections. But I got to tell you, it's no worse than it was 5 years ago. I mean, I had a chargeback for $1,200 where it was obvious that they were trying to scam me out of the thing. They burnt up this switch, and I'm not all that technical, but it was a switch like for like a server, if that makes sense. And they took it, they burned it out. They really did a number on this thing, and they tried to say that's what I shipped them. And we're talking over 90 days past, so eBay didn't even have access to the listing anymore. So we were able to fight it. We won the case. We found that they shipped it actually from Minnesota to Europe, and they didn't. Who knows what happened with it, but they made me whole. But it sucks to have to sit on $1,200, because whenever there's a chargeback, that money is frozen from you. And if you don't have that money in your account, let's say a chargeback, because the chargeback was done 90 days after, so I thought I was free and clear. Well, guess what? Your future sales are paying eBay back that money that's on hold, because they will recoup that money from you. And after a while, if you don't have that money to recoup, they'll hit your bank account that you have on file.
I think you can try and safeguard your business as much as you possibly can from scammers, but they're always going to be there. They may be few and far between, but they're still going to be there. You just have to set up your business how you want it to be and go from there. I mean, you can't get rid of every scammer. It's just not possible.
Now you can do little things like buy those stickers. I don't know if I have them over there or not, but buy the little stickers. Of course, if I ever need this stupid thing, I can't find it. I'll find it here in a minute. But the little metal gold foil stickers that when you peel off, they'll say void on it, and you can put it on like a part of the unit that isn't. Don't worry about it.
I just saw
You
that.
put on the unit that isn't really noticeable, like on the bottom or something, or on a key part that they have to take off before they can get inside the components. But even then, what does that do? I mean, eBay's not going to say, oh yeah, well, you have a little void area there. They must have peeled something. eBay's not going to go that far into it. eBay really doesn't care if you have a video. You could actually have yourself videotaped of you opening a box, and then you're opening it up when the mailman delivers it and showing that it's a different item. And eBay is not going to give you the chance to even submit that information. They're not going to get involved like that. So, that doesn't do any good. I mean, some people go as far as putting things in their item description, like, like we do check all returns, and once, we get the item back, then, but I think that's too much information in a listing. But I do think it's important sometimes, maybe once a return is opened, or if a possible bad buyer does contact you, to let them know that, sure, we'll take the return, and we do go through these, just please know that we do go through these steps to verify that this is our item, because if not, then we, do have a process in place for that as well. And I think that people with bad intentions like to pick on easy targets. So if you show them that you're not an easy target, you're pretty much well-versed, have a pretty good grasp, and what, you're allowed to do within eBay, then I think that is going to really hinder someone and make them think twice on if they want to do that to you. We have, I think, Duncan. 25 items picking now for orders to Lakeland, Florida.
Lakeland, Florida? Are they going to Kevin Hawthorne?
Just packed 10 buyers, all repeat international business. Many crickets, correction, birthday is tomorrow.
Oh!
I am in the bass side of 50. Probably meant the bad side of 50.
Bad side of 50.
Well, how does it feel? And thank you, by the way, for the
so
super
much,
chat. Darn
Duncan.
it. But how does it feel? How does that being on the other side of 50 feel? Because I could tell you how it feels.
I was gonna say.
No, I just want confirmation.
You know how it feels.
Yeah, it feels a little crappier each day, but we make it work, right?
Well, happy birthday tomorrow.
I was thinking about this since we're talking about age. At what point do you just say, screw it? I'm just gonna live my life. I'm not gonna exercise. I'm not gonna. At what point in your life? I mean, you don't see a lot of 70-year-olds right out there like making lose this gut. At what point in life do we just say, it doesn't really matter anymore? I'm old, wrinkled, and as long as I'm feeling halfway decent, because going through a lot of this effort to exercise and stuff, it wipes you out. I went and played a round of golf yesterday morning, by the way, and it's like every year that passes, it's like I'm getting wiped out from playing a stupid round of golf. Whereas I wasn't.
Because we're not as active as we used to be. I mean, we used to be out you have to remember, we have no children at home anymore, so we're not chasing and running and doing all the things.
Right. And so getting fit takes a lot more effort than it used to, because your metabolism isn't what it used to be. And at what point do people in general just say, screw it, I'm not even going to bother anymore. I'm just going to do the best that I can and, just see what happens. Devon's laughing for some reason, but Coppercat sounds good for me from the start. Or the sound and all that, yeah. Semperfi is in the house. I have not had a scam in 2 years.
Nice.
And knock on
Knock
particle
on
board.
Your particle board.
Because you just never know. I'm not going to let anything that happens with eBay surprise me. Now it may seem like that, but it's for good. Sometimes it's for good content, you know. Mike G says, good evening. Great weekend of sales, up 13% year over year. Flipped a couple thrift items for over $100 profit this weekend. Still have a couple more to sell.
Nice.
That's awesome. Nice to see it. She's not doing her job over there. We got the sounds working now. Hopefully you guys let me know if you can hear the sounds okay, because I had to go digging on how to get this thing to do the sounds where it's not coming out of my speaker for you to hear them, and I think we have it figured out now. Brenda Smith says, hello everyone. I've been selling the downsized 3-generational house, and hubby finally noticed the empty shelves in the basement. That's a win.
Wow.
I would love to have a basement. That would be I would tell you right now, a lot of guys would make that into their man cave, right? That would be my eBay cave.
This is your eBay cave.
Nah, it's not. It's really not. This is just an office where I do my my basic work and some recording, and it's really not. I may hang out here all day.
Spend like 18 hours in here.
Because I'm working. But if I had a place like a basement, that would be awesome.
Why would it be any different than this?
Because I'd be more attached to my inventory. It's like this
Not
door
in the basement.
Yeah, I would have my stuff in the basement on racks. Like we have one right here, a rack right here. We would have more of those in the basement.
No.
But that would be, that would be part of the business there. Grateful Dad, ATX. Hi, John and Jenna. I'm slightly concerned about shipments over the next 2 days. We're travel prohibiting weather here starting tonight. eBay has not mentioned it for our area. Do the best you can.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you hear of there's bad weather coming, I would even consider upping your handling time by a day or two, just to give that range that the buyer sees an extra day or two. Yeah, it sucks. You may not get as many sales. You might, not get as much exposure, or the buyer might turn away and go to a different listing that's going to get the item to them sooner. But you won't have as many problems, I think. TikTok says no mail pickup today, right? Devon says I had listed one item today. I am just rolling. But there's nothing wrong with taking a day off, and why not take a day off on the holiday?
Today I am not working. I did all of my housework, all of everything this weekend, and I have not done any work today.
I think as resellers, we can look at the different holidays and kind of pinpoint that as a day. Why not take it off? Because most of us aren't like firing at full, whatever during the weekend anyway. Maybe we're doing a little bit here, a little bit there. At least that's kind of how we roll. And, let it roll over into the weekend, to the holiday. If it's on a Monday, for instance, a 3-day weekend, and at least take either part of the day off or that day off entirely. And that's kind of how we look at it.
Duncan, you should take tomorrow off because tomorrow's your birthday.
Yeah, Jenna's microphone is somewhat low, but I don't want. Let me know if we get into the echo land. I keep turning it up a little bit. I just don't want it. I don't want to be the echo.
I already told you that. That's an old comment.
Okay, well, I'm behind. You know this, right? And the thing about the way we have it now, there's no timestamp on the comments, so I don't know how far behind I am.
But thank you for letting us know.
Midnight Merchant says, happy flipping Monday, y'all.
Happy flipping Monday.
Mike G says, looks like auto feedback wasn't working. Had to manually leave 4 this morning. I've seen that. But I don't know if it's older feedback, like from before when you turned on auto and it's now popping up. I don't know. But it is somewhat frustrating when that happens. Devon, do we ship to Guam? It's part of the protectorates, the APO/AEO or something. I think that's what they call it. But yes, that is covered under USPS.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't dig too much when it tells me that it's going to one of those.
Well, because I think it's the first thing I start thinking is, this could be an item not received case, because it does take longer to get there. And if eBay is incorrectly quoting the transit time, now the buyer is wanting to open up a case when all they have to do is be patient. Yeah. Keith says eBay wants free returns, free shipping, over 30-day warranty, high promoted fees for this and that, and other eBay just wants a lot.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in an ideal world, you're promoting it 20% over.
APO. That's what I was.
Yeah,
saying.
APO,
Yeah.
FPO.
Yeah.
So, in a perfect world, eBay is having you promote at 20% plus your fees, same day shipping, 60-day free returns. You know, and if you get a return request, they want you to forget the idea of having the buyer send it back. Just give them their money back. And if they're contacting you 75 days after they bought it and you have 60-day free returns, they'll give you a guilt trip little thing saying, well, even if you say decline, it'll pop up with another screen and it'll want you to explain yourself. And it'll say, well, you know, we think that you're providing a better service if you consider a refund. But if you can't, please let us know below. And it's like, what in the world, eBay? You know, you've given us the option as sellers to select whatever return policy we want. And that should be honored. So if a buyer tries to open a return after the selected return period, you shouldn't give us the guilt trip. And really, in my opinion, shouldn't even give the buyer the option to hit that button, because it creates a false expectation, and now they're waiting on you to get back to them with your answer, and it should be automatically declined. That buyer has had plenty of time to get to you on a return, and it just drives me crazy, because it doesn't. I look at it from both sides of the coin. It's irritating to me as a seller that I even have to deal with it, but I can see how it could irritate the buyer if they're not getting that immediate answer, or the hope, because there is a open a return button there, that they could still return it. It's just not a good look. Midnight Merchant says, audio sounds fine here. Watching on a PC. All right, there we go.
That means you got some good speakers.
Maybe not. I mean, how good are your speakers on your PC?
Oh, mine's terrible.
Well, that doesn't see. Devon says, my heat is 72 and I have a space heater. It is 32 degrees today.
Oh, brr.
Yeah. See, you're not cold.
I am.
Shell shock resale. Yeah, no more political crap. LOL. JK. I just think, look, you guys know I have my opinions on it. I know others in the chat have their opinions on it, and it may not align to mine, and that's not why we're here. I ain't here to try to, convince someone that, you should be thinking this way. We all have different life experiences, and because of those different life experiences, we think a little differently than the next guy. But what we do have in common is we have to deal with this beast called eBay, and sometimes you just need a little help navigating through it, and that's what we're here for. Chastity says, cha-ching, and I don't even hit the like yet. Well, hit it, darn it. We gave you an advance.
Hit it now.
You might get another sale. Yeah, Homeless Flipper says, hey, John and Jenna and FA fam, how was your weekend? Mine was good. Our fire alarm went off the other day, although at 1 a.m. was kind of crazy.
Oh, gosh, I hope everything's okay.
Well, but it's not the right time for it, but at least you got to test your fire alarm and you now know it works.
Nobody ever wants to hear a fire alarm at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mike G says, John is not being as cheap as me. Teens tonight and for the next 3 days, have her set at 65.
Oh.
We'll bump to 66 and then back to 65 before bedtime.
Oh, hell
Love it.
no.
I love it.
Oh,
Bundle
no.
up.
Mm-mm.
Bundle up. Devon says, Jenna, both my boys are pigs. Love them, but I get it.
Yeah, I can't call him a pig, but he is very messy. He's very messy.
We are at 50 degrees as well.
He said turn up the damn heat.
All right. Well,
I'm going to tell you.
I'll turn up your heater.
Later on, when it's freezing cold in here, I'm going to say you better listen to Victor.
Tell you what, Victor, give me the password to your Nest thermostat, and I will turn it as high as you want. I will manage that for you. Anissa says, hello, Chastity. You better hit the like to get another one.
That's right.
Boys mean, and one is my husband.
Yeah. I get it.
Shell Shock says, heat wave in Cleveland, 8 degrees.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Okay, you guys I'm not going to complain because you guys are in the single digits.
Mike Seller had 11 days where no sales.
11 days.
But you reported that you have good sales, so that's past us. Oh. Today, if we continue on the path that we have been on today, I think we're on pace for like a $500 day. We're almost going to beat our entire weekend. So sometimes you're going to get the lows, and you just got to keep pushing the highs. Junk Trader Anissa, not far from me, Shell Shock. The kids already have a school delay tomorrow due to temps.
Oh,
Silver Bushman says, I sent out number 2 20-pound box customers. Reason for return, change of mind. As soon as they arrived, they wanted to return them.
Wow.
So that throws up red flags, right? Is that a swap out? It's something you got to check. But most of the time, it's not. It's you just never know. Maybe someone else gifted them that same item. Maybe they picked it up cheaper. It's real, or they don't even need it anymore. Devon says, it's 32 here, that warm for Idaho weather?
Oh my gosh. 32.
Gail says, dang load here. I don't know what that means. -4 in Omaha. But you have good steaks, though, so that should offset that a little bit. Woo to you. Hey, guys. Nice to see you. We got Silver Bushman says, is there any buy and return scams going on? None that I've heard of. A lot of times when you are a newer seller and the buyer sees that you have a very, very low feedback score, they will hit you up sometimes and try to get you to click on a link or go to a website and or a number of things. But you just got to know that if it doesn't feel right, you should just ignore it. Don't do anything with it. Karen Wolven says, John, in 10 years, you will hope Jen is freezing because you will be wearing a coat.
Right, that is true.
Lamia says, getting banned in eBay for not providing receipt. I live in third world thrift store. Don't provide receipt. Any help in that? Well, that makes it tough, right? When you're in a third world country, I believe you might be at. It's a little tough. I don't know how you're going to get around that. Like when they thought I was a drop shipper. eBay thought I was a drop shipper back in 2019. And no, they missed me by 2 years because I did try the drop shipping game 2 years prior to that. Like a year and a half, 2 years. And I provided them with all the information that I could provide them with. Now, if you have a receipt from that store that you should be keeping when you're buying from a thrift store, because that's your cost of goods, your proof of cost of goods, at least here in the United States, we keep the receipts for that, then maybe you can submit that type of thing. But yeah, it's going to be, it's this mindset. I think eBay has this mindset where someone overseas selling on eBay.com, there's a higher chance that there could be a scam going on. And I hate to say it, but they're holding you guys to a higher standard because they're counting your item not received cases against you the same as a defect. And you got to really be on your game if you're selling overseas into eBay.com. Whereas we get an item not received here in the United States, it's really, an annoyance more than anything else, but it doesn't hurt your account. Gail says, I heard the value of the dollar drop today. Think that will affect our sales? It certainly will. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dollar starts falling. It's not good. You're going to get less value for your dollar, which means that people have less money at the end of the day to spend on your item on eBay. Now, as a seller, it may not affect you right away, but in a few weeks, a month, 6 months, that same $100 is not going to get you as much stuff as it used to get you, just because of the way that works. So hopefully things sort of stabilize, but we'll see. Jovial's with us. Says, hey, FA fam, happy National Cheese Lovers Day.
Oh, I love cheese.
You do not.
I love.
You do not. We made tacos. Hey, honey, you want cheese? No, I don't want cheese. There's times that you don't love cheese as much as I love cheese.
I just ate cheese by itself before we came live.
I didn't see it. Heavy Chevy Guy says, do you disqualify yourself from the international shipping program if you block too many regions? No, it's just going to limit the number of people that can see your stuff. So if you have, let's say, half of the countries blocked, then eBay said something about how for those of you who don't sell on the international shipping program or offer international shipping and just have your items exposed to eBay.com and nowhere else in the world, you are missing out on 70% of the potential buyers out there. Now, I do believe that there's a number, that's probably an accurate number, but how many of that 70% is really looking to buy from a U.S. website? They're probably looking to buy it locally. So I don't know how accurate that number really is as far as it pertains to eBay.com, but the more the more people you block, region you block, the fewer sales you're going to get from international. Keith says sometimes you need to do a cull and find the stuff in the death pile that's no longer viable, and then get that donated, or lot it up and sell it that way. Yeah. And it knocked me down again. This thing does this all the time, where I'm trying to scroll down, it knocks me down. I'm trying to get past the sidebar convos. Ruben says, got my sale. Yay! Yes, nice to see you, Ruben. Thanks for letting me know.
Hey, it's not working again.
Yeah, this thing is crazy. It's gonna beep real loud if I change it, but this thing is crazy because for whatever reason, and anyone knows why devices will just show that they're working but won't work all the way. I don't know. Kelly says my 2024 12,120 orders, 30 item not received cases, 27 I refunded, 3 were escalated to eBay, which were all closed in my favor. Haven't seen a legitimate scam in a couple years. I use ESE, so tracking is hit or miss.
What is ESE?
I don't know. ESE. What is ESE? Not good with that acronym, so you're gonna have to tell me what that is. So yes, Duncan, have some ice cream tomorrow. That would be great.
You can
it
have
is summertime.
all the KFC you want tomorrow.
It's
Duncan.
Summertime, Duncan. Have some ice cream.
Ice cream, KFC. You could get a burger if you want it. Anything you want tomorrow.
Now there's a number of people going, "What the hell do you mean it's summertime?" He's in the United. He's in Australia. Yes. Keith says, I'm over 50 and had several heart attacks, but still get up in the morning saying, yep, still alive, and go after it, get working.
Oh, God.
That scares me. That's
frightening.
Duncan says, I hit the like and got 129 ads, 65 returns, and 75 item not received. And you're still, your account's still up.
Kelly said eBay standard envelope.
Okay. That's because I don't use it. That's why I don't know.
So
Craig Winan says, hi all. Thanks for being here, Craig.
Hello, Craig.
Henri Squaw says, my weekend sales were kind of slow.
Yeah, so were ours.
Brenda Smith says, age is a number. The 3 boys keep me on my feet. Still do some hiking, sports, yard work with them.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, see, that's why it's hard for me, because the kids, they all live in different states, and so even the grandkids obviously are not around as much, so we don't get to run around and play.
Judith R. is still wearing those silky long johns. Nothing like some sexy silky long johns. Jenna saves money till I become big time seller like you two. Reworked 5 old listings today. Within minutes, I sold 3 of them. Go figure. Thank you for your info and share, by the way, your new intro song. You like that?
Oh, good.
I what I did was I kind of cut it up from what AI did so that it fit within like the 30-ish seconds like the other one did, so it wasn't any longer. Because I do know that YouTube doesn't like very, very long intros, and it's still probably long. But as far as live streams are concerned, when you do a live stream, you got to give people a little time because they're kind of rolling in slow to expect everyone to be right here at 3 o'clock. Hell, I'm not even here at 3 o'clock half the time on time. So, you know, a lot of times, a lot of what we have to say is within the first 10 to 15 minutes of the show, and it gives people a chance to kind of get here. Duncan VR says, Jenna, don't let him have a basement. It'll be stuffed full of stock he'll never list. Well, that's what my storage unit's for, right? Yeah. And I've been running into, I haven't bought a pallet in over a month now, and it's not because I haven't been trying. It could be this whole value of the dollar thing. It's my oops, and here goes. As soon as I'm saying it, I have an alarm going off because, yeah, I gotta shut this thing off. It won't shut off.
Because you're pushing all kinds of
yeah, I know. So I have an alarm to kind of get my attention because I am going to be bidding here on a lot or a pallet, but I haven't been able to buy one lately, and it's just the prices are going kind of crazy. So I'm going to keep an eye on that here for a few minutes, and I'm looking at one that's a $14,000 pallet, but I'm liking what I see on the pallet there. Whenever I see a pallet that might have newer stock or multiple quantities, it really is interesting to me. So we'll see. It's over $14,000 MSRP. Now we can talk about how, that is subjective. It could be a lot lower, but it's less than 10% right now, and with like 15 minutes to go. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Duncan wants to take tomorrow off. Why not? You don't have to ask anyone. You're your own boss. You don't have to get permission.
Do it.
And I think in Australia, KFC is open tomorrow. So that's a good thing, right? KFC. And this stupid thing.
Yeah.
We're just gonna.
It.
Yeah, I know. This thing is just a disappointment all the way around.
It's all disappointing.
I've got to figure. This whole system is as good as I can do.
Together at all.
There it goes. Basket Noodle didn't work much today. Lots of emailing.
Oh, well, hey, B-Newts.
Keith's agenda is starting to echo slightly, but nothing too bad.
Can you hear me now?
Well, the echo comes. They can hear you, but you're kind of popping off into my mic a little bit. So
you're popping off.
Mic. Quit popping off.
Quit popping off.
Basket Noodle says Guam will be for sale on eBay next week. $1 starting bids. Maybe we can trade Guam for Greenland. Anybody think about that angle? That's an angle. I like that. Duncan says 50% promoted. Why not give eBay all the money?
Just give it all away.
Why not?
Just give it all.
What
are we doing this for?
Just work for eBay. They have no. I think it's really sad on eBay's part that they even have an option for anything more than 50%. I think that anyone that's promoting at 50% is doing this absolutely wrong. But for them to allow you to do 100%, knowing you're making nothing, in fact, you owe us now, is horrible. Basket Noodle, well, credit card funding banks have always rated the game. Yeah. TikTok people will use it and try to return it. Yeah. They do rent your stuff.
They do. We have a rental service.
Pico says, did you see the video John did of 100% promoted? I did do a video. It was 100% promoted where I took two items that were kind of blah anyway. One was a Sony really cheesy headset, and the other one, I forgot what it was off the top of my head. But they weren't big selling items. And if I would have sold them at a loss, I would just sold them at a loss for the experiment. Nobody's bought anything, and my placement in search wasn't where you think it was or would be. It was like middle of page 1 or lower. So it really was very surprising. Basket Noodle says it's 9 degrees there.
Ooh.
Brent says, as a clothing seller, I have made more money via increased sales and lower fees by offering free 30-day returns. I would do 60 if eBay incentivized it. Returns are a pain in the ass, but I make money.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there's people that'll swear by the idea that if you have 60-day returns, it's no different than having 30-day returns. So what's your opinions on that? And I do believe it's a lot of what you're selling.
Say that one more time.
If you have 60-day returns, you don't get any more returns than you will just having 30-day. Because most people, they get the item, they approve of the item within the first week anyway. And whether you have 30 days or 60 days, it ain't coming back. But there are some that feel like, and I'm kind of in that boat, that, man, I just don't want to give any incentive to increase that return number. Yeah. Duncan says, I want pizza, but the wife wants rice again.
Rice?
Rice is so boring.
Tell her she had that last night. It's time for pizza.
Rice is kind of boring.
It can be.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
John Word.
Yep.
Word
to the John.
SCG Collectibles, minus 15 with wind chill here right now. Wow.
Oh, hell no.
Peter Kornichuk, how supportive would we be of other resellers, YouTubers starting their own reselling platform? J-Ride Flip started one. Now, are you talking, I don't know did he start one on District? Sort of like the way Trash to Cash did with District, or Pete did with District. I mean, I guess. I don't see myself ever doing that, but those guys have a lot bigger channels than me anyway. I did see that J-Ride had a video on YouTube where he was selling this random stuff, but it's like, no. If I'm buying it to resell, it's going to go on one of my 2 stores. And then if we get enough stuff that just accumulates and it's stuff that I think could sell, I just put it on TikTok. I'm not TikTok, but on whatnot. Could be on TikTok too. Why not? Speaking of TikTok, I'm a tightwad. 62 indoors and double layers works great.
Ugh.
They say that you sleep better.
Never get along.
They say that you sleep better if you sleep with cold.
This is true. This is very true. I do like it to be cooler when I'm trying to sleep because my body will naturally warm me up. But I do have to have an extra blanket on my side of the bed.
Yeah. So Chastity says
No.
Oh, we got okay. Well, that Chastity did hit the like after LOL. Well, hit it again. Well, don't hit it more than once. Just hit it once. The like button. We got Wolfman's Goodies. Well, leave the water streaming night and day. Well, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much.
That's super nice of you guys. Really, really appreciate that. Get back to where I was here. I know that. Hold on.
What happened?
It takes when I'm scrolling. Just the setup. It's something I have to get used to over time. But I'm making this OBS studio work. Dang, TikTok 62.
Yeah, 62 is a bit too low for me.
Pitco says we go in between 3 degrees and -3 degrees, but it's the UK after all.
Yeah.
So you guys.
I don't think I've ever seen sunshine in the UK.
But then flip it though. If you guys had to deal with anything over 100 degrees, you would be freaking out.
Yeah.
I think. Mike G, at least our bills will be $300 to $500 less than those that complain about their bill this time of year.
True that.
That is cold. Yes, it is cold.
Yeah, look at Andy in Indiana.
You can do it!
You can do it,
I
Andy.
can't do it. He said, I can't do it.
Becky N,
-2.
8 degrees here in southern Ohio.
Oh my gosh. We are definitely getting a really cold.
Well, we're not. You guys are. Jovio says, when logging into eBay, anyone's still getting the well, it's embarrassing. We're sorry, but the listing tool isn't working right this second. Please try again later. Been going all week. That's
Have you
interesting.
gotten it?
No. I wonder what happened for those of you who have problems with eBay. If you try to use a VPN and then go on a fresh session, like open up a new browser and log in and everything after you've established your connection on the VPN, let's say LA or something where the weather's fine, or a different location of the country, and see what happens. Are you able to clear that error? Is it just that server issue that we always laugh about? TikTok has lowered my indoor temp 8 years ago and never got sick anymore in the winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so there's your justification. I don't want to get sick. We cannot have that heater up. We cannot have it up.
Get out of here. We are not going
I'm
any
using
lower
that as my
than
reason.
68.
That's
68.
No.
60.
64. I'll compromise at 64.
No, we don't ever keep it at 64.
I'll buy you an extra blanket. TikTok used to have it at 60 degrees, but I'm getting older. Mike says
older?
Mike was just mentioning it to his wife that they never get sick compared to what so many do. So there you go.
Well, this is true. We don't get sick
because I keep it low, and if I didn't change the thermostat on you, then we would right now be bundled up in bed and having a hard time. Just telling you.
You're so full of it.
Craig says, eBay standard envelope. Okay, there we there we go. Duncan.
Speaking of, Tyler sends me.
My doctor said I eat too much KFC.
It's
going to be 30.
Snow
in
Texas.
That's fun. TikTok says, Pitco, make sure you are taking electrolytes. Yes, Keith.
Yes.
I'm glad you're feeling better, but still, got to take care of yourself a little bit more. I think we tend to get to a point where we recovered from whatever we're dealing with, and we're back at 100%, even though our body's not there yet. So take care of yourself on that. And I'm gonna do something real quick. I almost forgot, and I would have been mad at myself.
What?
Well, I'm gonna drop with 9 minutes left.
Oh. I'm
gonna drop $1,000 on his butt. He's at 752.
So wait, where's Silver Hair Stacker?
He's on a cruise. Thank you very much.
Oh, he's on the cruise now.
Yeah, I think he said he was Monday. He was going on his cruise. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll let you know.
I guess he won't have to deal with the snow because he's near Tyler.
I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes before I hit him with that $1,000 bid. Baskin says, "What's a silk long john? I wrap myself in paper towels and let the cat play with me. Takes your mind off of the cold."
Stop.
What's wrong with you? Maybe it's too cold. I think you might start hallucinating when it's like 30 degrees in the house. Head to toe theatrical. Family played a funny joke on me. It is so cold here in Missouri today, but I thought I heard the ice cream truck. It was my daughter playing some music.
That would be funny.
She should have recorded it.
I know.
Chastity says, do it, Duncan. I'm taking my birthday off next week and the day after.
And you should, Chastity.
Yes. See, I took my birthday off and I cooked for the family. I was in the kitchen all day.
But you love to cook, so it's not...
Sometimes you love to do something when you don't feel like you have to. See, well, and I know that...
You kind of signed up for it when you invited your children to come out.
So that means I shouldn't even count that as my birthday. That should be like a day I can push off to later. Like, go join Archie at the casino tonight. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, go.
It's my birthday.
Bye.
John Doe says Guam has a huge military presence.
Yes, it does.
Bascanudo says, well, we do want the Panama Canal back. The revenues from the pay toilets will help pay down the debt. You know, this is going to be an interesting time. We just put on the seatbelt and just see what happens. And this is the thing about getting upset about the whole political thing. What does it matter? We have no control over any of this stuff. Your control came 2 months ago. And that's all the control that we're ever given is the opportunity to vote local, vote state, vote national. And we see what happens. And we live with whatever it is and we make the best of it. And so getting mad at each other or, you know, getting pissed off about something that you have no control over is just kind of pointless. King of Kings says, I shipped a pair of glasses to Guam. Always wondered why they didn't just go to a local shop.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Mike G says, 2 multi-sales during the live. There we go. FAE is producing for me tonight. No sales right before the live, which is different. I almost always get a sale 5 to 15 minutes before the live.
Yes.
And I'm about to drop $1,000 bid on this guy. And then see him scramble and knock me up to 1,500. This is what usually happens. So I'm the high bidder at 822, but you watch. There's 6 minutes left in this thing. I'm going to be like, damn. Mike Seller says, I'll be damned if I sit in the house and shiver.
That's
Bring
what
the heat.
I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
Bundle up, man.
I literally will use a heat
Bundle
pad. I have 2 pairs of socks on at all times. I usually have layers on, a blanket. I mean, you'd think that I was sitting out in the snow.
Make some good soup, too. Good warm soup.
I do know that the soup that you made the other night was...
That's right.
And it worked.
What was it called? Vascaro soup? Viscaro?
I don't know.
And it's like a tortilla soup. It's almost exactly like it, but it has chicken and ground beef in it.
Yeah, chicken and ground beef. Have you guys ever eaten anything like that? I kind of feel a little funny having 2 types of meats in a meal.
It was good.
It was I think it's just a head
Garnish
game.
it with some cheese on top and let that melt into this. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be fine, but...
That was where it was at.
Cheese usually...
You don't like cheese. So.
I love cheese. I eat cheese on a regular basis every day.
The Flipping Sports Guy says, is it just me or is anyone else struggling to hear them tonight?
Oh.
I don't know. I'd say to turn it up.
Just turn it all the way up, honey.
Just crank it up. Well, then there's an issue with... Or I'm going to try something real quick. I'm going to turn me up a little bit. How about if I turn me up a little bit, if that helps? Hopefully that helps without an echo. SCG Collectibles. Yeah, sound is real low tonight. Craig says, woohoo. I just noticed my 1 negative is over a year old today, and I'm back to 100%.
Woohoo!
There you go. And you just turned off on you. It just turned off on you. When it makes that ding ding, it's done. It doesn't want to be pushed, but you're making it. So we're just going to have to work with it. Give it a chance. But that's good. That's good. Keith says, sound is absolutely fine for me and volume not even turned up that high. Jovial says, LFW.
As soon as he went near the mic, I heard it just fine.
Okay. So now I'm overly up. Well, you know, I'm going to get this thing figured out at some point. I'm sorry, guys. LFW, what is...
I'll have to tell you after the show.
Okay, sound is fine. And Dixie Flipper says, "Hi FA family, it's good to see you all and be here even if I'm late."
That's okay.
Nice to see you.
Made it.
And you gave me a shout out on your video, I hear. So I couldn't, for whatever reason, I tried to look up Dixie Flipper on YouTube, and I couldn't find you. I could not find your video. So, but thank you for the shout out. I may have gained a subscriber.
What?
This is a joke. Thanks for the birthday wishes, everyone. Feeling old, 56 tomorrow. Hate it when I go to sleep and 20 minutes later I'm wide awake and you know you lost it if you find the iron in the fridge. LOL. The way I am and the way I'm wired, if I fall asleep and I wake up and I start thinking about something, forget it. I am not getting any sleep the rest of the night.
Welcome to my everyday. That happens
Christopher
all the time.
Says, I've been scheduled for work when your live show been on. Oh.
Oh, man.
Well, darn it. Watch it afterwards. We do allow you to watch the replay. Mike G says, I do 60 days and it's no different than 30. It's all how you present your items and what you sell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Peter says, I think it's separate from districts. I'm curious as to what that is. But
a bunch of people said it is
okay.
District.
First Class Treasures is J Ride's platform. Okay.
It's not his platform. It is he's selling on District. That is his store name.
And the way District works is
it's very weird.
they charge an 8% final value fee, and they'll keep, I believe they keep 3. Maybe I'm backwards. Either they keep 3 or 5%. Not sure which one it is. And the creator or the person who owns the name of that marketplace gets the rest for any sale that's on there. So it's just a way to make money, as you know, running your own eBay or whatever. Woo2 says, I need help selling items in Florida. It's too much for one disabled person. I posted ads on Craigslist and found a couple people that said they'd help, but they've scammed me each time.
Oh.
I would say Craigslist. The only thing
Don't go to Craigslist for anything.
The only thing Craigslist is good for is Pete. That's it. He has no relations. He has no relations with Craigslist, but that's his name on YouTube, and that's the only thing I've ever seen good that's come out of Craigslist. Go to maybe, heck, I even hate to even think about Marketplace, but try this. What about?
Do you have any neighbors in your area, like teenagers, that are out there looking to make a couple bucks?
And how do they scam you? Just out of curiosity, are they like stealing your merchandise?
Do they not show up?
Very, very curious of that. And it may be, and I guess there's a lot of people that don't like this idea, like employees don't like this idea, but have some kind of a camera on the workspace where you're asking them to do. It's like a $20, $30, $40, $50 investment. Some of these cameras are very, very cheap.
Yeah,
and
you can get just a baby monitor camera.
And just, keep an eye on what they're doing, so that way you can work like in your office or however you have it set up and focus on what you're focusing on, and you can let them know, I can watch everything you're doing. So, SCG Collectibles. No, it's not separate from District. First Class Treasures, part of District. I sell in there. Okay. Heavy Chevy Guy, ND or OSU tonight? Notre Dame or Ohio State University, I believe. And I would say, because I don't know nothing about college football, Beard would know more than me, but I'm going to...
So Notre Dame or who?
Ohio State University. I'm going to say Notre Dame because they kind of came out of nowhere lately to get to the championship game. So there you go.
Say Notre Dame.
Flipping from the trailer says, yes, J-Ride opens his own marketplace on District. Yeah. Keith says, if I had to deal with 100 degrees, I'm working from the freezer. Only 61 in Northern California.
Oh, see? That's not terrible.
Yeah, and we're at like 50 here.
We're at 50.
Callie Deb says, we're getting wind again. It's 66 degrees here.
No
Someone set a fire near the observatory. I think it's under control. How about this? You guys, what has it been? What, a solid 2 weeks now?
Something like that.
Has anybody bothered to put water in that darn reservoir? I mean, let's start there. Not you, but I'm saying the people in charge.
It's just...
Mike G says 10 out of 1,205 returns, rolling quarters, 5% close, 4 out of 78, 55% video games, 6 out of 1087. I'm okay with close return because it's extra income from my store and not the main source.
Yeah.
Did I just get bumped? I got bumped.
You did.
I got bumped, and I almost.
Did.
There's 2 minutes left.
$50.
Oh no, not 1,200. Am I gonna bring them up to 1,200? I'm bringing them up to 1,200 right now, and I'm the high bidder. Darn it! This is a good lot. I want this lot. If I have to go 10%, I'll go 10%. That's my next. My next one's 1,400. So this is what happens. I see. Wow, here's an opportunity. Get this lot, and within the last 5 minutes, people just start whipping out their card. You know, trying to bump up the bid on me, and I just cannot secure a good lot for the life of me. Mike, let's see. I think I read that part. Let's see. Flippin' Sports Guy says, I don't know, only stream or video this low today. I don't know. Mike G says, I just need socks and I'm good. I think that's her.
I need socks. I need 2 pairs of socks.
DM Ephemera. John, turn up the heat. Put sand in the floor. Give Jenna instant Florida.
Yes.
You want sand all over the place?
Let's go to Florida.
Let's go. You want to take the dogs too?
Yeah.
Okay. The Flippin' Sports Guy, as soon as he went near the mic, I heard it just fine. Okay. Not funny, retracted it. Probably agrees with it's fine now. John Doe says, single digits here in Michigan. I have 2 dogs I have to take out every few hours, and I'm going to eat ice cream later.
Oh.
Cold is good for you.
Cold is good for you.
Ice cream is good for you. Pink says, don't
No,
know what.
it's not.
It's really good.
No.
Don't know what you did, but the volume is much better. Jenna's a lot lower.
Jenna's lower.
It's the way it's going to be on this
gosh.
one. Wolfman says, hit that thumbs up, guys. I'd appreciate that. Get the like. Get your sale within the next 24 hours if you do. Oh, they're trying to bid me up. I'm at 11:01 with 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Do I win this? We'll see. Wolfman's Goodies says, my dementia mom puts a can of food in the freezer. Why? Well, because she has dementia. But
because she forgets.
Anissa says, it's horrible, the sleep issues. I feel you here.
It is absolutely horrendous. My nighttime routine is like, it's ridiculous. Nobody should have to go through what I go through to try to fall asleep.
I like wearing the ear thingies. What are they? Earplugs. I can't even think today.
Wow.
Those work. You get used to them, but I like wearing them, and I don't hear half the stuff.
But he still bitches that he can hear my
What? Let's talk about it.
my phone. Let's not.
Let's talk about it. You brought it up. Let's talk about it.
No.
So here we are. We agree. We should get some rest. We should get up. Go to bed at a decent hour and get up at a decent hour. And midnight rolls around, and I'm like, okay, time to go to bed. And I get ready for bed. I'm like laying down for bed and turn all the lights off, and she will not get off her phone. And I celebrated when TikTok shut down. I'm like, yes, I can get some sleep. But now they came back, and she's still as strong as ever, and she will not get off the damn TikTok, and it's making me crazy.
I do get off of it.
It's an addiction.
You're such an exaggerator. It's just ridiculous.
That's the truth.
No.
It's not an exaggeration.
I go to bed right after you do.
See, you'll never realize you have a problem until you actually confirm that you have
please.
a problem. Junk Trader says, it's
I've
horrible.
already done that in my life.
Will to you give them the product to sell for 50-50. If they sell it for me, they both stole the good stuff and brought back the low dollar items and dumped in the driveway. Unreal. Live in the woods.
Oh my God.
So
I wouldn't know.
Here's the problem with consignment. If you give them merchandise to sell and say, okay, I found it, you sell it. There's so many problems that can come of it. Customer returns after you've divvied up the money. Now you have to come get it back. I would say, look, you guys want to earn, I don't know, 25 cents a listing and just pump out these listings.
Yeah, you need to give them different jobs. Cleaning products or organizing or shipping. That would be a touchy thing for me. I wouldn't give that.
I'm having one of those storage wars feelings right now where Dave comes out. There's like 30 seconds left, and Dave comes out and goes, "Yep." I feel that it's
stuck at 42
no,
seconds.
No, yep. Damn it. Dave came at the last second.
You are the highest bidder, it says.
Yes, but they bumped me up $100, and it resets the clock to 5 minutes. Damn it, Dave. He came out of nowhere and said, "Yep." Jovial says, "Don't know how people are able to do these ice baths. I can barely dip my pigs in the pool, and it's 59 degrees.
No way. I could never do an ice
Sydney
bath.
Heat sounds fun, great right now. But, I'm not going to complain because
we get enough of our own heat
in July, I'm going to be wishing we were back here in January.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to bitch and complain either way.
I'm bidding on a lot of, let's say, household goods. Let's say that. Can't go any further than that with the information. Duncan says, "Okay, I'm going to up the road to post all my sales and take the crickets with me."
Okay, you take them.
Jovial says, "Go Buckeyes."
Go Buckeyes.
Wolfman's Goodies says, "Good night, all."
Good night, Wolfman's
Well, thank you for being
Goodies.
here, Wolfman. Nice to see you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Basket Noodle says, "My wife's a Snorosaurus."
This man right here will raise the roof.
You've been raising the roof pretty much lately. That's why I have the earplugs in. There's a reason for the earplugs,
No, that's not why.
Honor Squad's never installed TikTok. And I installed it because she kept sending me videos and stuff. And it's like, all right, well, if you don't have it installed and you try to watch a TikTok video, it doesn't behave right. So I will watch it because of that.
I like sending weird stuff.
Basket Noodle says, "I always get maneuver blanket between us as her butt gets so cold. If I didn't wake in the morning, and you'd have to thaw me out with a hairdryer." I feel so slow rolled right now. I feel this is the longest 5 minutes ever. Mike Seller says, "Ranger didn't care for -20 this morning either.
He didn't.
Didn't take him long to take care of business though."
I bet he went there, did his business, and came running back in.
We have our dog Kylo, and he's in the cage.
I don't know what are you looking for.
Well, I know. I know. But half the time he's in here like supervising. She bought him the Walmart sweater. She bought the dog sweaters.
Yes, because it's freezing.
So now our dog looks like a Walmart supervisor running around with this blue sweater on, and he's always running around and he's just looking at you. He's like observing.
Stares at you.
And I'm like, okay. I just call him a Walmart employee now. He's just like watching. He's watching to make sure I don't shoplift or something. So I don't know. He gets outside and we installed one of those doggy doors on the screen so we can leave the slider open and the screen. You can go out and in. But when it's cold like this, I'll let him out and then I'll shut the slider because I don't want it to be cold inside. And so literally within 2 minutes, he'll be smacking that plastic into the glass like he's knocking on the door. And he's learned to like wrap it like he's knocking on the door. Yeah. It's crazy. And I'm like, damn it, dog. I'm working in here and I can hear him doing that. And he does not want anything to do with being outside. And it doesn't even have to be cold. He doesn't want to be outside.
But see, Chewy's the opposite. Chewy loves to be outside. He'll just lay outside and sunbathe.
I've got 59 seconds. So we're getting close to the end of this anyway. I'm sure you guys want to know if I win. I don't know if I want to go above 1,200 at all. And I just feel like Dave, go away. We don't need any more last second bids.
Swamp Picker.
Anissa says he's watching for a treat to drop.
Yes, they are always looking for food.
Swamp Picker's here. Nice to see you. And Duncan's about to leave. You can hang out and watch the outro a little bit if you're still watching.
Bye, Duncan.
Basket Noodle says,
happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Duncan. Basket Noodle says, so like at camp, I have to sleep against the camper wall. She bought this anti-snore thing that puts her mouth. But if you wake and see her jaw offset, it's like, oh shit, I can't sleep now. Okay, let's see if I got it. 12 seconds. Oh no, here it comes. We got 12 seconds in this auction, and I know he's out there. He's just about to jump out from the storage unit right now and say, "Yep." Mean at home, we have 2 bedrooms, so there's escape. There's escape here. It's called. Yes, I won.
The couch.
I got it. $14,000 Yes, I'm liking that. I like it a lot. There has to be at least 20 Roombas that look like they're in new packaging.
You guys are good luck because we haven't won one of those in a while.
Yes, and I almost forgot about it too. So if these Roombas are new, then it's going to be 1 or 2 different listings, and hey, we're good. Those will sell for $150 all day long, this particular model. So very happy about that, and hopefully I'm not concerned about scammers while I'm listing these things, because there's a chance that one might come along and get me, but it's not going to hold me back. I'm going to keep focused, and I'm going to just keep pushing forward no matter what happened. You're the proud owner of 1.6 million toothpicks, $14,000 worth. No, that would be something that Larry Todd would buy, and him and his toothbrush holders. But Pitco says, bye. I hope you had a good rest of the week, and see you on the next one. Is there a members live coming up? There will be a members live. Let's shoot for Wednesday. Let's try to do one on Wednesday. I like that. So if you're not a member, you can go on and be a member. It's like $3 in a month. You get access to the members' videos, but it gives you access to the members' lives that we're having now twice a month on Wednesdays. And
take that, Dave.
It allows us to kind of get together and just discuss our stores and talk about best practices in a smaller environment of like 15 people. So if you're into that kind of thing, check out the membership. But I want to thank you guys for being here, and don't worry about scammers, darn it. Yeah, it's good for YouTube, but scammers are so few and far between that at the end of the day, you're going to get hit with one, and you're just going to have to keep moving forward. Yeah. But getting past that and developing the right mentality to deal with scammers is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. Check out our new outro right here, and we'll see you guys.
Have a great week.
Yes.
We love you. Hello from Japan.
And we will see you guys very soon. Take care.
Good night.
Oh. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Vero takedowns, they're a pain. What can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. Flipping ain't easy. By your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. A Fero takedowns, they're a pain. What can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. Oh, all resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. Flipping ain't easy. We're by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks, the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game.